Have you ever been in a class where the instructor just assumes you understand the foundation of a technique? Maybe they just gloss over the fundamental movements of an overall skill? If so, this video's for you. So the skill we're talking about today is the Muay Thai roundhouse kick. And not just the kick itself, but the stance we're going to launch it from, how to shift your weight from one foot to the other, how to pivot on your base foot, and then how to turn your hip over at the end of the kick so you can generate a lot of power. So let's first look at our stance. We're going to get in our basic kickboxing stance. And my general rule is this: it's easier to kick from a narrower stance, and it's easier to generate power when you're punching from a wider stance. So for kickboxing, we kind of want to be in that halfway point where we can spread our feet a little bit to tee off with power punches, and then we can also bring our stance together so we can kick a little faster. So for this drill, what I want to do is I want to get into that basic kickboxing stance, but I want it to be a little bit shorter. My weight's going to be on the balls of my feet. Now, from here, how this works when I'm kicking with my back leg is I want to push my weight forward to my front foot with my back leg. What I don't want to do is push my weight onto the heel of my front foot. I want the ball of my front foot to catch my weight. So after I push off with my back foot to my front foot, my weight shifts to the ball of my front foot. As that's happening, I'm going to squeeze my butt, drive my hips forward, and I'm going to get a little tall on my front foot right here. Okay, from the side, I'm going to push off my back foot, shift my weight to my front foot, squeeze my hips and drive them forward. Here. Once I make that movement, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to drive my back leg towards the front. And I'm going to do this with a slightly bent knee. As I lift my leg up, I'm going to start to drive that knee to the front, and that's going to cause my weight to want to shift forward this way. I see beginners do this all the time, so I want you to avoid that. And the way we avoid that is by pivoting hard on our base leg. So when I'm driving my back hip leg to the front, I'm going to start to pivot my front leg here. And from the side, the next step is to twist over and start to extend my kick. As I do this, the weight of my leg is going to pull me forward. So if I don't do anything with my upper body, this tends to happen. So what I want to do to counter that rotation of my hip, my body weight being thrown forward, is my lead shoulder, so the same side shoulder as the leg I'm kicking with. I'm gonna drive that back here. My back shoulder is gonna come forward here. So it ends up looking like this. And then I reset in this stance again. And from the side. Now that's not how I want you to throw the kick. Realistically speaking, I want to rotate as far as I possibly can. So what tends to happen now is I end up swinging my kicking leg the whole way through. So it looks like this. One thing to note about shifting your weight is sometimes it's okay to just push off your back foot, shift your weight to your front foot. But if you want to generate maximum power, you want to step off to the side. So there's two ways you can do that. You can either push off your back foot, step to the side on a 45-degree angle, which starts the pivot on this foot. Or you're gonna make a little hop step. So my back foot is gonna step down, step to the ball of my foot, then my front foot steps out here. So it looks like this. Now when we put a kick with that, it looks like this. And from the side. If I want to kick with my front leg, I've got to adjust my stance because I just can't pick my leg up and turn over. It's more of a karate or taekwondo style kick. What I want to do is put this foot in the back. So if you notice that just before I kick with my back leg, my feet were in this position here. I'm on the ball of my back foot, weight's shifting forward, my front foot is turned out on an angle. I want to do the same thing, but in reverse. So I'm going to bring my front foot to the back foot to the front. And I end up in the exact same position as I was for my back leg. It's called a switch kick. So from here, I'm gonna switch my feet. My weight starts to move forward. I start focusing on getting a little bit taller. And from the side, my front foot comes back. As it's about to step down to the floor, I step in with my back foot and turn it out on an angle again. And when I go to throw my lead leg switch kick, all the same rules apply. I push my weight onto my right foot from my left foot. I focus on getting a little bit taller. My back leg swings to the front, and I cut all the way through. It looks like this. So practicing these in the air, it's a little more difficult than actually hitting the bag. When you hit the bag, what I'm looking for is your shin cutting into the bag just above your hip level. So find out where your hip bone is, measure that height on the bag, just aim to kick a little bit higher than that. With the back leg, I push my back foot into the floor, I step out with my front foot, I shift the weight of my hips forward over my front leg, my back leg scoops up, and my shin cuts into the bag. There's gonna be a slight bend in my knee the whole time, and I wanna hit with my shin. It looks like this. So just like the back leg kick, I'm gonna do the same thing with the front leg, but there's gonna be a switch step at the start. So it looks like this. Got hands distance away. I switch, and when I switch, I bring my body slightly off the line of fire. So if I switch, my body goes slightly to the side. So against the heavy bag, it's a switch. My kick starts to come up, knees bent, and I slam my shin into the bag. Okay, let's have a look at both sides from the back. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other kickboxing videos. I'll link a playlist to my kickboxing basics in the description below. I'm Michael Foley. I'll see you on the mats.